Alright, what's up, traders? And just a quick update on gold. This is gonna be our part four in the series we did yesterday. We released a part one and part two breakdown on gold, talking about all the potential things that could happen with gold, and we talked about why I had this pending order set right here. It did get triggered early this morning, not in the afternoon at 14. Right here, I was at school at the time, and I just came back when I knocked off around 15, was already floating in profit at my first break even target had been made, and I moved my stop just right above that high, and I was waiting for us to squash this low. Then we did right there. Then when we squashed here, I moved it right there. I trailed my stop right there, and then when we reached this level, I collapsed everything at 6.6%. So what did happen? I was a bit hesitant yesterday uh, in trying to let the pending order sleep overnight because I was looking at this right here. Remember, I said if we can break this point before we go to sleep, then I'll be comfortable. But then again, though we didn't manage to break this level, we did create liquidity right here in form of double double bottom right here. And it was just a matter of time before this double bottom got taken away. And that's exactly what happened. So this double bottom got taken over to the downside and all our profit targets got met. This is how the position looked like. Yeah, that's why we had our pending order set, and the trade was collapsed right here. Let me try to unlock this here at 8%. So I did set my pending order slightly higher above these equal highs, and keeping in mind that we had a zone here that had to be mitigated. So yeah, I was also paying attention to that. This here, but I couldn't set my order to that because I wouldn't get filled in because of spread. My broker doesn't have a best spread when it comes to gold, so I had to put it there to account for the spread on my brokerage platform, which is about 3-4 pips with a 10 pip stop loss. Yeah, so that's how we got involved in this trade. And when we broke this level here, I moved trailed my stop here, and when we broke that level there, I collapsed everything right there because I realized something as I was watching the order flow right here. This is how our retail traders were positioned in the market. We saw buys getting in heavily, and this is the response you're seeing here. The buys which are getting in the markets. Retail traders trying to buy the bottom and sell the top. So it's not profitable way of trading. So the few guys who are smart are holding on to their shorts, but I collapsed mine, and I'll be looking to re-enter new shorts right after this inefficiency has been felt somewhere along the line, and that's what we're going to talk about, how you can participate in the next big move. We shared with you everything yesterday. We gave you the exact entry, which was right there, and it got filled today. You could have taken this one, or you could have gone with a more conservative one, which is this one right here. Either ways, you were safe with a minimal stop loss of about here. I should believe it was about 20 pips. Yeah, 20 pips on gold. That's a phenomenal stop loss. I know people will brag about 4 5 pips stop loss in gold. You could have done that with this entering there. Changes everything, but that's not what we're here to do. We're here to make money and not just brag about, alright, 12%, and 12% in a day, I made 50%, 70%, 100%. That doesn't matter. What matters is you're making money and you know your game, you know your pros, you know how your system works, and you know the weaknesses, you know when to trade and when not to trade, given your system. So we're gonna talk about the next move in gold and how you can be part of it. So this is what we have. Let's take a quick look at it. If you watch the previous two videos, you're gonna understand uh, the regime we're operating in. So I'm going to remove all not remove, but hide all the drawings. Yes. So I want to take to open your eyes to a few things. Like we discussed yesterday, as long as we remain operating within these two bounds, let me take it to the 4 hour. So what we had was a low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and something a bit tricky. And we're playing within this high and this low, right? And as long as we're playing, what we're gonna say is we have our high high right here, and we have our last high low, and these are our bounds. Let me use the chart we were using today so I don't get to delete much. Put on this other chart. Exactly. Here I can draw things on this one without affecting. Exactly. So you guys who watched the previous video, what's happening there. So we did talk about the following. We said we had high, high, low, high, 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 low, and now this and whatever this could potentially be. But I told you guys that these the smaller trends happening within this. I just said to confuse you. The grand scheme of things is that we have this higher high and this higher low. So now it's the same thing. Nothing much has changed in gold as of today. I say we're gonna confirm bullish very strength. Sorry if we break this level. And at the moment, we still haven't broken this level, and we're still operating between this bound and this bound. But what we did manage to do as of today, so let me just label that for you guys. Where is my writing tool? Lower, higher, low. Okay, copy paste, higher, high. So we have these 2 points in the market, and whatever happens in between, we just have to be careful not to get lost with what's happening. I did draw that box out for you guys, saying we have potentially what we can call a distribution, and you guys see this is the order I was talking about that I said yesterday before going to sleep. So as you can see, that's a 127 at here. So it did get triggered right there, and the market collapsed. So this is a trade we took. This trade you're looking at, this is where we did the breakdown from, and yeah, that's a trade we did take. So now, what can we take from this? As massive buying is happening, and this, what is the goal of these buys that are taking place? Well, we have this zone in this market. Let me use a different color for lining this so you may understand it a bit better. Where's my imbalance? Two right there. Oh, by the way, it's not called an imbalance, so I just choose to call it that because that's what I use it for most of the time. And to get 50% of other blocks and so on. Right. So this is our other block. Can you agree? It wiped this low and wiped that low. This. So from here we saw heavy momentum in selling, so we knew banks were involved at this zone and at this zone and any other momentum zone like here. So we did manage to break this our distribution. So we had the sign of strength right there. Preliminary supply, said buying climax, UTAD, this, that, test there, break of structure, confirmed selling, price could eventually go back and tap this zone and start falling to the downside. However, keeping in mind, and we'll be watching how the order flow switches, we're seeing more people now beginning to sell as it is going up. What is happening is we have FOMO, emotions kicking in, confusion, people saying but there's a lot of emotion happening or going on right here. You can see how aggressive the market will begin to move, trying to confuse you. So don't focus on how the market is currently moving, but focus on what it has done and what it can do. Right? So away from that, Let's dive into the 30 minutes chart and see clearly where the supply entered market. So this supply entered market right there, and from here we did break everything. Forget about colors and candles, right? Color candles will drive you nuts. That's not the gist of it. The gist of it is that you understand. So there you go. If you wanted the color, there, there. So price looks healthy here. Price was well traded there. So yeah, you can be looking to analyze what price will do in and around that region. So what do we have going on right there? Considering the fact that this could be a potential value area, though I don't count it as such, you can, if you're holding your sales, you can hedge into a buy right here. And this is how you can do it. I'm not taking part in any buys at the moment. I'll be looking to sell it again somewhere about there. This broker has daily price action, and if you're outside reading in between the lines, it's going to drive you nuts. So for this, we're going to switch to my broker so we can see things quite better. So there you go. Mm, Here we go. So this is what's that? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Let's okay. Let me try to look that there. Yeah, just so I don't disrupt things that I'm looking at. So now, in this move to the downside, the last impulsive move came from there and we went down. We broke it to the upside and now we're going to retest this zone. And if this can hold, we can be looking to take a buy from there. That's just a quick analysis without taking into account a few other things. That's just some clouds I'm going to spot off the back. So now, this is where we saw resistance going down. Market came broke above that point, but where is our swing? Our swing point. Our swing point is right here, and we're still playing below it, which could potentially mean this could continue and kick to the downside. But yeah, that's a trade you can take based on how the flow. Considering the fact that we had this distribution selling climax, you had this liquidated everything. Then if you follow this candle right here, it did eventually get mitigated. There you go. By that test and that candle that entered in there. Then from there, empty that. And from there, we from here we went above, came back to mitigate this zone. Then we went right outside. So now here you can be taking a buy, a pretty risky buy by the way. But yeah, it's a valid buy with your stop loss just below that point. If you get squashed out of this position, just know, yeah, you take the wrong trade. So it could look something like that. And we are already seeing that this is gonna get squashed. Right? You could have taken that and that was gonna be say you put 1% on that or 0.5. I would have gone in heavy on this one because like I was saying, I'm not looking to take any bias looking at the order flow. Besides, we haven't tested deep in this demand zone, and as per my rules, this is not a really good demand zone. Look at how daily price action is. So what you can do is you can go on higher time frames and try to see what really is happening with this block. So you have this big candle right there. Let's see if we can help. Nothing good. We have this week to week distribution is a box I've drawn. I'm trying to see if I can really pinpoint what's happening. Okay, nothing visible yet. Let's keep reducing and let's keep going on the time frame. So this blue candle here is what the liquidity taps into this zone of there, but this side for some reason you can check these lines here and go this side to your left and you realize why these two lines are here. My market stopped right here and flew to the upside and we're still respecting and staying above those highs. So now here you have to be really vigilant and read in between the lines, and I didn't take time to do that, but just did draw a trend line showing trend line liquidity which eventually will get grabbed. So Let's quickly wrap this up. So we came down here. This was the candle I had. This is the longest candle we had with its low being 1932. This was 1953, and this was 1983. Was 1932. Yeah. So this came tested part of this. Right. So we went up, broke, came back to test. This one is the one that did the last test. And from here we close here. Went a bit in this, close above that. We came back and got to test something. Brought above with this. Close above, went down, came to test in this candle, closed above, close here, came down to weaken this zone for some reason. We close here, sorry, came down, close here, weak down, we got weak down, came somewhere. I think this is 50% of this week. If so, then super. If not, it could raise a bit of question marks. Hmm, almost. So from there we went up. So the highs is a bit tricky. What's going on here? So I'm not gonna go into the 1 minute time frame, but I'm gonna stick to this. Understand the fact that it's not been fully mitigated, and they said placing a pending order this time around. I will be watching what price does in here, but looking at order flow, if you're in the sales, you can still hold on to the sales. You can see we still have more people trying to buy the bottom and sell the top, so you can still hold on to your sales. You can hedge in a bit of buys here depending on how price action turns out here. If you see something like this, hedge you in. So price may do something like this, create come liquidate, break out above. We can retest a certain zone somewhere there. Yeah, you can be looking to participate in highs, then price will eventually collapse straight downside. So you can hedge it and buy here. Then if it comes and collapses here, you move break even. Obviously, you've trailed your stop and stop is somewhere there. So you're just waiting to see if you get taken out here, your buys take over, and you'd have end this whole portion, this whole leg. We move to the upside. But as for me, I have collapsed on my sell positions, and that's just how I like to trade. Okay, so we just have to move backwards. So guys, that's the end of the video. You can look to take buys from here, or just step aside and wait for market to retrace somewhere above there. When you get a premium pricing, and I'll put a Fibonacci for you, something like this, depending on what you choose to stop. So anywhere above this point right here, somewhere there, this will be ideal for a sell on there. So you can sell from here, from the 79%. Thank you guys. See you later. This was a part 3, updating you on our current position on the US nice gold. A quick overview on this uninteresting pair. You guys can look at this Ribe and Ready USD JPY. Where's USD JPY? Why did I put USD JPY? USD JP. Yeah, thank you. So USD JPY, we're looking to get buys. So join on the way up. Eventually, unfortunately, sorry, I didn't get tapped. So this is the trade I was looking to take from here. Going to the upside, but yeah, it never came to test this zone right here. This is why I was looking to take the trade, not as a pending order, as in pending buy limit, but I'd like for price to go down. Then on its way up, this will be a buy stop. Then I'll just be taking the price as it chooses to go on the upside. That's how I'm looking to play this one. So that's it for now. Euro USD as well. I'm watching it closely. These are the zones I've set. I believe all of them should be aligned. So yeah, it came and has tested my zone, and now I'm just trying to see how price will pan out. Let's take a quick look at order flow on Euro USD. So Euro USD has been bought extreme, and I'm trying to buy it as well. So we give me question marks. 18% sell. Let's try to verify this and see what's happening. Um,